Okay, let's jump into section 1.2. 1.2 is on evaluating compound propositions. Okay, evaluating compound propositions. Okay, let's talk about the order of operations. In absence of parentheses. Okay, one is we do all of our nots first. Two is we do all of our ands next. And three, we do all of our ors last. Okay. Example 1. Okay, if proposition P is true, proposition Q is false, and proposition R is true, okay, find the truth value of P and not Q or R. Okay, so we're going to do, yeah, go ahead.
Can you scroll up just a little bit so we can see the order again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Sorry about
that. Yeah, no worries. Okay, so find the truth value of P and not Q or R. So the not Q we're gonna do first. So not Q is going to become what? Yeah, thank you, Anthony. It is true. Okay. What about so that's going to be P. P is going to be true and true or true. Okay, so now what are we going to do next? We're going to do the and statement next. And so this is going to be true and true. So true. And that's true or true, which is also true. Okay, so this becomes true. This statement becomes true. Okay. Okay, example 2. Okay, P, okay, true. Q is true, and R is false. Okay. So P is true, Q is true, and R is false. So we want not R and P or Q, or sorry, not Q. So let's evaluate all the nots first. Not R, okay. Well, we would actually do the parentheses first. Parentheses take priority. So let's do the inside the parentheses. I have a P or not Q. Okay, so in the parentheses, I want to do the not Q first. So it's like inside, do the inside, the parentheses, and then go through your order of operations. And then go outside the parentheses, and then do your order of operations. So this is going to be not Q, which is the opposite of true, which is going to be false, right? So this is P, or, sorry, the P is true. true or false. Okay. Right, and then not are. Okay, so true or false. What's that going to be? What's true or false?
True.
No, the or, oh, it is true. Yes, thank you. It is true. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. So the or, it's only false if both of them are false. So one is true, or the other one is true. Okay, so this is true. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we've gotten rid of the parentheses, and we're now gonna be like, okay, well, this is not R. Okay, and a truth and a truth value. Okay, and so let's do the not first. Okay, the not is going to give me a true and a true. And the only way we get a true statement with an and statement is what we have, right? So this is going to be true. Good job. Okay, let's fill in the truth table here. Okay, filling in a truth table. Okay, example 3. We have P or R in parentheses and not Q. Okay. So we want to create a truth table for this. Now, with one variable or one proposition, okay, I would have 2 rows. With 2 propositions, okay, I have 4 rows. With 3 propositions, like we have here, how many rows do you think I'm going to have? Well, the logical guess would either be 6 or 8, and it is 8. Okay, so we have 2 to the n rows. Okay, 2 to the n rows. Okay, and so we're going to have P, Q, R. Okay, and then we're going to find out, well, what's P or R? And then we're going to find out, well, what's not Q? And then the very last here, we're going to find out, well, what's the whole thing? What's P or R and not Q? Okay. Okay. So we want to have, for this guy, we want to have 8 rows. Seems like a lot of rows. But we have to know, well, what's the combination of, P, Q, and R? Okay. And in counting things, we're going to say there's 2 values that P could take on. There's 2 values that Q could take on, either true or false. And there's 2 values that R could take on, true or false. And so if I multiply these together, I get 8. Okay, and that would be all the different combinations of truth values for P, Q, and R. So I'm going to start off with P being true, okay, or P being false. four trues and 4 falses. Okay. And we always start off with everything being true, 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 true. And we generally end with everything being false, false, false. And then we go systematically through this. Okay, and so we could have true, 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 or we could have true, true, false. We could have true, false, true, or true, false, false. Notice that the first row has 4 trues and 4 falses. The second row, or sorry, the first column has 4 trues and 4 falses. And then the next row, it seems like the trues are 2, 2, and 2. The trues and falses come in 2 by 2. And then the last one here, for the last column, they're oscillating back and forth. True, false, true, false. This is true, 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 false, and then false, false, true, and then false. Okay, so that's how we want to set these things up for our logic, filling in our truth tables. Okay, so the last column will always oscillate, true, false, and then it will be the power of 2 up, 2 trues, and then 2 falses, and then 4 trues, and then 4 falses. If I had 3, it would go 8 and 8 in the next. And then I would have to double it. Everything would get doubled again. It'd be 16 rows. If I had it would have had a 4th variable. So let's go through and see what's going on with this. P or Q, or sorry, P or R. Well, it's true or true, right? So if we highlight these guys, I don't actually like that. I'm going to do a yellow highlighter. We highlight these guys here, true and true, that's true. The next one, true and false, that's true. It's an or statement. True and true, true. True and false, true. False and true, true. False and false, false. False and true, true. False and false, false. The only way you get false, okay, is if you have 2 falses. Okay, and again, we're looking at these, okay, these columns here, right? For that one. Now we want to know, well, what's not true or what's not Q? Well, that's just going to be the opposite of Q, right? So this is false, true, or so false, false, true, true, false, false, and then true, true, right? Okay, so now what do we want to do? We want to do an and statement that involves these 2 columns. We want to do an and statement that involves those 2 columns. So we just look at those 2 columns and we do the and statement with them. And the only way you get it true with an and statement is when you have 2 trues. So that's a true statement, that's a true statement, and that's a true statement. And everywhere else is a false statement. Okay, makes sense? Okay, I want you to try this one. Okay, I'll give you a few minutes to work on this one as well. Okay, example 4, P and Q, okay, or R. So find the truth table, P, Q, R, P and Q, and then P and Q, or R. Okay, and try this on your own. Okay, we have 3 variables. So we're gonna need 8 rows. Okay. Okay, so I'll give you a minute to try that. Okay,